my message is a very, very simple one. It's not complicated. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand it. It's about unconditional giving. It's about giving because what other reason do we need to give other than somebody needs help? And that's probably at the core of my message. Because of time today, that's a very, very small fraction of why I live moneyless. I know most of you guys are a very, very sophisticated audience, and but I know the one question you're probably asking is, how does that guy wipe his bum after he goes to the loo? And it's how I live without money is quite a big question, and people ask me that every day. How do you live without money? And given the time restraints, I've just got to touch on a few things. But for example, food. I grow all my own food. I forage some food from the wild. I do a little bit of bartering, which is not my ideal, but I do a little bit of bartering for things like grains. I live in an off-grid caravan, so I produce my own energy. I cook outside every day. I wash in the river. I've got a wood burner made from an old gas bottle where I chop wood and use the wood to heat my caravan. I cycle sometimes maybe over 100 kilometers a week. I prefer to walk because walking is much slower than even cycling. And as you can imagine, this list goes on and on and on into every kind of crevice of my life. To answer the question of how I wipe my bum, I use either leaves or I use newspaper. I once had the experience of actually, I was cutting off a piece of newspaper, and I was about to give a wipe, and I looked down, and it's a story about me. As you can imagine, my ugly mugs on the paper, and I thought, there's not many chances in life to have such utter disrespect for yourself. I was like, so I kept wiping, and it was great to wipe my bum on my face. When I normally do talks, it can take 2 hours of questions and answers to actually answer. For example, I brush my teeth using a mixture of cuttlefish bone, which most people go like, he brushes his teeth with bone and wild fennel seed. And it's interesting because instead of, if you take every aspect of your life, you've got to replace what you normally have, what you normally do with money, with a relationship either with the earth or with the people around you. And it's those bonds. There's an intimacy when you're dependent on people, when you're dependent on the earth. That intimacy and the bonds that are created from those relationships have got, when they're taken away, there's huge social implications of this, and they're grossly misunderstood. I think I've come here today. I haven't come here today to convince an entire room of people to live moneyless tomorrow. I'm an idealist at heart, but I'm also a realist. I know none of you guys are probably going to go to lunch and burn your wallet and all your credit cards and cash. It's probably not going to happen. Having said that, I think if any of you did want to live moneyless, I'm pretty useless at almost everything I do. If I can manage to live moneyless, trust me, you guys can do a much, much better job than me. But what I've come here to do today is show you that there's many lenses through which you can see the world. So the lens that we've had on for the longest time now is a lens called, how much can I get? And what I'm trying to say to people is that on the table in front of you, there are a number of lenses. If you take off this lens, how much can I get, and stick on a new lens called, how much can I give? Or think you wake up in the morning and you see another lens called, how many people can I make smile today? And I woke up this morning, and you're going to have to help me with this one. I woke up this morning and said, I'm going to make 1,200 people smile at the one time. If anybody isn't smiling, you're incredibly poor people. And so what I want to create is a world where there's no other reason as I said earlier, what other reason do we need to give in the fact that somebody needs help? Why do we need to get something in return? It's an old mentality, and I'm trying to get people into a new mentality. And so the one thing I'd probably leave you with today would be this: whether you completely, what you believe is in complete contradiction to what I believe, go and be the change you want to see in the world. You know, whether you agree or disagree with me, whatever you believe in, whatever you're passionate about, go and be the change you want to see in the world. Have no discrepancy between here, and between here. What the world needs now is action, not words. You know, I think, until the soldiers of peace become as brave as the soldiers of war, little is going to change. And every single person in this room, from you to you to you, is a soldier of peace. And I would beg you, please, 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 leave here today and go and be the change you want to see in the world. Go and have courage. Go and put exactly what you believe into action. You would not believe how easy it is that when you actually put what you believe into action, that it can happen. And that's what's going to change the world. It's not going to change from us sitting in bars and talking about it. It's going to come from action. Apply your beliefs into action, and you will change the world. You will change the people around you, and you will change the world. So I beg you, please, 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 help us change this world. The world needs changing. And so I'll leave you. I just wish you all the courage and strength you're going to need to go out there and make this world a better place. Thank you very much.